Today I'm going to be giving my honest and extensive review of NordVPN. We'll be doing speed test and taking a look at the user interface to see how it all works. If by the end of the review you decide you want to go ahead and get a subscription with Nord, I will put a link in the description so that you can make sure you get the best possible deal. They're one of the biggest names in the industry right now, so let's jump into it and see what all the fuss is about. So the downloading process was definitely an easy one. It was a simple case of creating an account on the Nord website, downloading the application, which took literally just a few clicks, and then signing in. Straight away I'm introduced to this new feature called CyberSec. It protects from intrusive ads, malware, phishing attempts and other threats. Basically it's going to try and stop those annoying pop-ups and give you some of the basic protection which you get with a normal antivirus software. So we're into the main screen, and the first thing I notice is the sheer amount of locations which it allows you to connect from. In the top corner there's an advert for their mobile version, so make sure you hit subscribe if you don't want to miss the separate video that I'll be doing on that. So at the top of this menu on the left we have some options for some speciality servers. The first one being dedicated IP. I'll make another video where I talk in detail on these servers, but in basic terms a dedicated IP means you will have your own IP address rather than sharing one with everybody else on that server. A double VPN gives you twice as much encryption. What it will do is it will connect you to the VPN like usual, but then rather than going straight onto the internet from there, it will then connect you to a second VPN before getting you online. Onion over VPN will allow you to connect to the super secure Onion network without using a dedicated browser. P2P stands for peer-to-peer, and it's there for when you want to download movies or torrents or things like that on a peer-to-peer network. So down the bottom here we have a quick connect function. This is just going to connect you to the fastest server they have available at that time, but you're not going to get to choose which location you're browsing from. The layout of the settings menu seems nice and simple too. In the general section you're just going to find things like whether you want Nord to start up when you turn on your computer, and whether you want notifications to pop up and things like that. The auto connect section is basically going to give you options as to when you want Nord to automatically connect to their networks, rather than having to manually do it yourself every single time. And in this next section, Nord makes use of a kill switch, which is a great feature, especially if you're torrenting or doing something where you can't risk being on an unsecure server even for a small amount of time. What it does is if your VPN connection drops for whatever reason, it will completely cut off your internet connection so you don't risk being online until the secure VPN picks back up. This can be used for browsing as a whole, or set to only work on specific apps such as your torrent client. In the advanced section you can set a custom DNS server address, you can make yourself invisible on your local area network, and you can turn on obfuscated servers. Basically these are used in countries where the internet is highly restricted, and they allow you to bypass things such as network firewalls and other security measures put in place by that country's regulations. And the last section is my account, and that just shows you your account details and allows you to make some changes. So let's try connecting to a different country and seeing how simple it actually is. But before I connect, I'm just going to show you from my own home network. If I search something completely random, hello Adele, how you doing? If you go down to the bottom of Google's homepage, you can see which country you're connected from. So it says the United Kingdom there, which is exactly correct. That's where I am right now. So let's switch over and see what happens if we try to connect to, let's just say, I don't know, Denmark. So I've hit the button, and this is how long it's going to take to connect us. I'm not going to speed this bit up or skip any parts, so you can see the actual time it's taking. And hopefully with a bit of luck, yeah, we're connected there, which wasn't too bad. I've had VPNs work quicker, but it's not the end of the world. So if we refresh this page on the browser and scroll back down to the bottom, hopefully it should tell us, yeah, there we go, it tells us that we're in Denmark, so it's working exactly as it should. Okay, so next up I wanted to do an all-important speed test. So right now I'm back on my home network, so I'm not connected to any VPN, and I'm going to run this internet speed test, and at the moment it's going to measure my download speed, and now it's measuring my upload speed. So the results have come back as about a 13 meg download speed and a 16 meg upload speed. So I'm going to put those on the corner of the screen there, whilst we then test it in the United States to see what the difference is. And I've skipped through some of this so you don't have to watch the actual test. But it's come back as a very respectable 9.6 meg download speed and about a 12 meg upload speed. Now all VPNs, no matter what brand you go with, are going to have a slight drop in speed when you connect to their servers. Nord is supposed to be one of the quickest, and with stats like that, it's certainly living up to the expectations. So let's try this again with another random server. This time I'm going to go for Germany, and you can see the results come back as about a 9 meg download speed and a 13 meg upload speed, which again is very good. So now I want to try connecting to Australia because that is the furthest point away from me in the world right now, and let's see how that does on the speed test. So that's come back as about 10 on the download speed and about 9.5 on the upload speed, which again, that's acceptable. I'm quite happy with that. Let's test this quick connect feature and see what that's going to do. So it's connecting us to a server in the United Kingdom, which is where I already am, but obviously that's the fastest on their network at the moment. So let's see how that fares up with my own home network in the same country. And the results there are about 13 and about 16, which pretty much matches the original results. So I'm happy with that because it means if I need to use a VPN but I don't mind which country I'm browsing from, I can do so without losing any speed. And whilst we're on the subject of speed, you can actually go into each server individually and select which region of the country you want to browse from. And also you can connect to one of many servers, but as default these are both set to the fastest. Up next we have one of the most important tests of all, obviously Netflix. So on Netflix for my home country there's a certain film, Jarhead 2, which I cannot access from the UK. As you can see, I've searched it there and it's not in the list anywhere. Now in order for this to work, you actually have to sign out of your Netflix account first and then close down the app. And then what you can do is you can connect to another country, for example the United States, where I know that Jarhead 2 is available. And then we can sign back into Netflix, and now I can browse the US only Netflix titles. So if we type in Jarhead 2 now, it will come up in the list and it's there ready for us to watch. So I've been using Nord now for the past 2 weeks as my everyday VPN, and I've got to say it has delivered. Especially when I've been torrenting. They've got specialised servers for this and they don't limit your bandwidth at all. And they also don't do anything to discourage the use of P2P type services. And they've got a pretty cool safety feature, which means when they detect that you're using a torrent, they will automatically redirect you to a P2P server, so you don't have to worry about torrenting on the wrong type of server. Not only that, but Nord offers protection against leaks. It has a non-registry policy and other privacy tools, so it really does make it ideal for heavy torrenting. And something I thought was worth mentioning, which is often overlooked, is their level of customer service. It really is second to none. They have a 24/7 chat section where you can go and talk to an agent, and they are able to pretty much answer anything you might throw at them. On top of that, they've got useful help sections on both their mobile apps and their website, which include detailed articles about pretty much any topic you want on the VPN subject, so you can go on there and learn for yourself rather than even having to enter a chat in the first place. Out of all the VPN services I've ever used, I'd say in this field they're definitely the best. What I really like about Nord is just the sheer amount of options that you get on their platform. With such a large selection of servers, you're always going to be guaranteed great speeds, and it's such a simple to use platform. So for an all-round, all-purpose VPN, I think this is definitely one of the ones to go for. If you're using sites like Netflix, HBO, Amazon Prime, or any of the streaming sites, let's face it, there are a lot of them these days, you're going to be able to get a great connection with great service and watch full movies from start to finish in 4K with zero buffering. And with their subscription price, I think it's one of the best deals you can get, with such a variety of different options, and the fact that each one of these options seems to work smoothly. It really is a great deal. So when I started this review, I was looking to find out why Nord were one of the biggest names in the industry, and did they deserve that title? Well, after using them for a couple of weeks, my answer to that is yes. I really think they do, and to be honest, I would recommend it to anybody who wants to get a VPN. So if you decide you want to go ahead and try them, I've put a link in the description which will give you the best possible deal and allow you to get discounts which aren't available directly on Nord's website. I hope you enjoyed this review and learnt something. I'll be doing a lot more of these types of reviews, not only on VPNs but other cybersecurity issues, so make sure you stay tuned and hit that subscribe button.